Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do the big process for the mold here, and basically how I make the cast. So this is the mold, and these are the casts. So I'm going to go through the whole process, show you how I do make all this work. All right, in order to get started here, I basically have a syringe and a, let's see if that shows, how that shows up in here. Yeah. All right, so I have a syringe and a very small little piece of, that will attach into the syringe so I can fill up the small little hole areas. I'm going to leave that unattached right now. The first thing we need to do is we need to measure out. So the first thing we need to do is get the resin in here, which I've already pre-mixed with the color. This is my color. Basically, it's white and brown mixed together. And we need to get the about 430 grams of material in here. So this material is done by weight. So I get get my scale out of here, and I turn on the scale and I weigh it and then zero it out. So what I'm going to do is put the mold up here, get some gloves on, and I've got some material already in a bucket that's easy to pour. I'm not going to pour it down on here because it will make a mess. So this is the material here. It's kind of the same color as these guys. So here we go. Same color as these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and measure. And as it stands, about 405. Yeah, that's about right. So I usually just write down what it is. 10% of that would be 40.5. And get a alcohol wipe here and wipe some of the resin off. Put the bucket back on. Alright, so now you need to get about 40.5 added to this, which would be 45, yeah, about 45. So 445 is what we're looking for. There we go. And now I'm going to use this this stuff right here. 445 is the number. So this is a thinner, and what I need is 1% of it, of the total amount. So 1% of 445 is 4.5, and well, 4.4. I'm trying to get 5%, so 5 times 4 by 4.5 is 22. So I have 445. If I add 22 to this, that will be 467, 468. All right, there it is. 468. And get some good pressure to mix it up. And usually what I like to do is sort of put it away from me, because sometimes it types to squash out. Should be wearing hair protection, but we're just going to mix it up nice and slow. So actually, let's do it this way so we can show our audience what I'm doing here. that's what happens. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to mix this up good and strong. I don't really care if I'm gonna get any air bubbles in it, because I'm gonna go over to the vacuum chamber and vacuum it all out. I want to get down to the very bottom of the mixture. I don't want any of my resin sticking down in there. So I'm trying to get it all the different spots of it. We want it all the way mixed. All right. I think that's pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it down into the chamber here. And put the lid on. Get it centered. Close my valve. And turn it on. So basically, this will come all the way here to the end here. That will be 1 atmosphere. And this material in here what I have to do is I don't want it to overflow, so I take the valve and release that pressure and let it fill up again. So what you can sort of see is that the bubbles are coming to the top, but I don't want it to overflow, so I release the pressure. Okay, so we're done with the vacuum chamber, and we're going to release pressure on the chamber. So basically, we look inside there. Try not to create a bubble in there. And that gauge is going all the way down to 0. I go ahead and take off the the tube, because it preserves the integrity of the tube. And I'm going to go ahead and take it over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up with resin. And we're going to fill up the syringe. This material is really thick, so it takes a while to fill up the syringe. Okay. Wipe off the edges of that. Put it on here. Alright, so now I have this ready to go. We're going to take it over to the cast. Alright, so what I got is to fill in all these tiny little holes here. I got this hole, these holes. There's actually holes right along here, and that's what I'm working on. Alright, at this point I'm going to take off the little attachment I have. Inject it in here. we're just going to pour a great amount of material. Pour most of my material. Ready? All right. Put a rubber band around this side. Around here. Now we can stand it up. Pour the rest in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it full just enough so that then we can start to shake the bubbles out. Down here. And what I like to do is bring my vacuum up here, and then take this and sort of put it on a piece of rubber there from a previous build, and then turn this on so that it sort of jiggles it a little bit. Do I know from experience that it has air bubbles in these corners. So what I'm trying to do is get all the air bubbles out. So can't really see down in there. I'm going to use my phone to get that shot. So I'll let that go until all the bubbles can get off of that side and go all the way up through here. A bit over there, please. That's all right there. A little there. Release. Alright, now leave close up. Okay, wait, there's enough vibration on the back mount. You can transfer it here. Release close. Alright, that's done. Now I'm going to pour in the rest of this material. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to top it off, so if there's any other bubbles, they'll be able to release. So that it maintains the vibration. One big bubble coming up right there. Over the last 24 hours it has cured and we're ready to open it up. The vacuum pump down. And what I do is I go ahead and put on a couple of gloves. And now, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this rubber band. It's nice and dry now. Bottom rubber band. And the middle rubber band. And I usually put this side down. Oh no, it's just habit. And now, we're going to start peeling it away, little by little. And there is the final cast. And I'm just going to pull it out of there. Make sure that all the bubbles are. This is down here is where I've normally had these trouble with the bubbles. Everything looks good. All filled in, all the tiny little pieces here. Everything is looking good. It's got a little flashing from the sides. So the last thing I need to do is sort of take off this little piece here on the end and cut this bit off. So I'm just taking away all these tiny little pieces of flashing around the mold, because I don't want that to cause a bind or an opening for more material to fall through, and thus making bubbles and holes. In order to preserve the integrity of the mold, I always put it back up on the same half, and now we can put that away. I'll go ahead and cut this last piece off here. I just have like a tiny little nub from the mold that I just sort of trim off here. And now this is G for good 9. There we have it. Nice rubbery mold. It's got good feel to it. Very pliable and gushy brainstem mold. So this is how we do it. Thanks for joining me. And if you have any comments on my process, go ahead and comment below. And remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.